YouTube, when I do these mobile streams, which are more popular, it doesn't let you do a saved preset with all the options you want on as the actual like thing. Oh, and YouTube's doing the typical thing I can't now do because I'm in the stream. It's going, oh, we need you to verify it's you, which is a good security feature. But the problem is it didn't do anything to protect me when I actually got hacked, and now it just comes up randomly every now and then, which doesn't do anything to help me. Because if I do next, I bet I can't verify while I'm actually streaming. So if the stream cuts out and being, there we go, it says reconnecting, without it being really annoying. So if I go to live control room, then I can set my settings up properly. Otherwise, I can't, do the stream properly. So bear with me a second, and I'll do the pop-out chat as well. Let's pause on there. Good. Right, and then I should be able to do the pop-out chat. All right, German MG. Yeah, and I've got the pop-out chat. I doubt it ran on here. I mean, if you're selling it, you have to sell it via a proper platform. Don't sort of do a thing on here saying, oh, contact me, blah, 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 for a sale, because you might be trying to scam people. I'm not saying you are. I just, don't like the idea of people using live stream chats, and it's probably violating YouTube's terms of service as well to do that. Apologies, my my hay fever is not great today, so I've already taken my hay fever medicine. Anything I was going to hurt already, everything. Now, what I've got up here on the screen as well is you can't see this because when I was playing Arma 2 yesterday, Arma 3 yesterday. Still playing that, and I've got the British Army versus the Russians on at the moment, so I was just seeing what was going on with that. I can still look at you on the stream chat there. I have no idea what you're on about, because Panzers are tanks, so I don't understand what you mean. No chess survivor, I don't want. No, even if you're doing in Minecraft as the meme thing, I honestly don't know what you're on about. Right, so how much money have I got in game at the moment? Buy units, $1,253. So I can buy another sort of lightly armored vehicle. There we go. They're still saying there's a weird Minecraft mod that lets you have panzers or something. So got this back out the other day because this is the bayonet I have on my M1 carbine that's deactivated. But I do really like the USM4 bayonets. They're, I think, really, really nice. Got that sort of wood handle, whatever it is. I don't think that's stacked leather on these. I think it's actually wood. Yeah, pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that is wood. So you've got like the nice wooden handled M4 bayonet, which actually has quite nice balance to it as well. That's a reproduction one, by the way. It's not an original, but they're still pretty nice. All right, Rajiv. So yeah, I'll just if I've got enough money again now, I have to buy another person. I'll order them into one of the vehicles, and then I can what's the cheapest guy you can buy as British in the British Army thing? A guy, I suppose, unarmed guys, but I don't want to get unarmed guys. I just want to get generic. Can you get repairmen? Because that would actually be useful for the vehicles. Maybe that's the engineer. For all the things. Oh, be repair specialist. Oh, good. They're only 140 as well, so I can afford 2 repair specialists, and I can order them both to get in a vehicle. So, like I said, it's just because while I've got the stream on Arma 3's running in the background, so because in the warfare mode you can buy troops and give them orders. I'm just while like the stream's going on, just giving them orders to attack the enemy. So, whereabouts, if I order all my vehicles to one position, move that, and I can order in the 2 random guys into the vehicle that aren't in it. So yeah, I've not had a very interesting day. Filmed that video on the gas mask, played some Arma, did some jobs around the house, that sort of thing. As later in the week, I need to start packing for my holiday, but I'm not doing it yet, just because I want to like some of the stuff I'll be using until quite close to the holiday. So I've got it on a list that I need it, but I'm not packing until near the end of the holiday. Sorry, not the end of the holiday, like until I'm quite close to the holiday. Why aren't my vehicles regrouping where I ordered them to? Right, we'll move there. Yeah, thanks, Rajiv. I'm sure we will. Yeah, like I said, he went and got our euros today because obviously, so I need to send him the money for that, like a bank transfer later on my half of them. But yeah, because obviously, in most of the European countries they use euros, so we don't want to use cards unless we have to. If it's like a place that in case there's card fees and whatever else. So for the most part, I just want to get euros in cash and try and use up most of those euros while we're away. What about the PMG? Got one behind me. Well, technically, I know I'll get the. Actually, this is the Hungarian mask. But yeah, there's a Hungarian M70 or 70M, whatever it's called. But for all accounts and purposes, it's a PMG. Good. There's my. Is that a Land Rover turning up? Right. There's a Land Rover. Where's my other vehicle? Oh, sitting just over the hill. That's typical. All right, I'll run to the vehicle myself then. If the crewmen are if people have no idea what I'm on about, like I said, I've got Arma 3 running in the background, so while I'm waiting for comments, I can just order my troops to go attack like random buildings, villages, stuff like that. Oh, they managed to flip my fucking jackal, the morons. That cost me like 1,000 euros. Sorry, not euros. Right, okay then, so that was a worthless thing. And I assume you can't flip vehicles, can you, with this mod? I don't think you can, annoyingly. Command AI. So that's I think just jumped onto my chair now. Yeah, played Total War games. Not a fan of the big Total War campaign mode things. I like the battles in Total War, but I haven't got the patience for doing campaigns where you take over territories and then build the infrastructure on them and all that. So yeah, Total War games. Fuck you, Rajiv. I said yesterday. I know you're doing that on purpose. I do clean up ground. What does that do? Just get rid of things, right? Okay. So the reason this vehicle didn't come over to me. So okay, I'm gonna need to tell those guys to get out of there, seeing as they've ruined my fucking vehicle. Right. So if I order the Land Rover over here, let's see if there's enough seats in the Land Rover to order a load of these guys into it. Yeah, there we go. I'm ordering them into the Land Rover. Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. So, yeah, like I said, got Arma 3 running in the background while I wait for people to bring stuff up or whatever they want me to talk about. Right, cool. They're all in this Land Rover. Now let's send them to their doom in the town I keep trying to take that isn't going very well. So you lot, you drive. So I'm going to order the driver to drive, otherwise they might screw up. You move there. That should be all of my guys in that vehicle. Yeah, there we go. Off they go. So I'm sure they're going to have a good time. I know that's 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 and 7. Where are they? I have no idea where F6 and F7 are. The units. Oh, they're waiting at the base with nothing to do. I'll buy them a vehicle. You can't get swell. But if you're asking why did I get into gas masks, simply because at one point they were the cheapest surplus on the market compared to things like helmets, deactivated guns, lots of other stuff. Normally even cheaper than or very similar in price, like old just camo trousers, camo jackets, that kind of thing. So I got them at the times because, as well as thinking they look cool, they were just cheap, because before COVID and all that, it used to be a lot of the gas masks, the same with £20-30 for them, with the mask, the bag, the satchel, like when I say bag, satchel, same thing. That sort of stuff. So it used to be you could get different masks for, quite cheap. Whereas if you wanted to get other bits of surplus, for the price of several masks and all the bits that came with those, you could get another bit of surplus. So I got masks just because you could get more for the money, basically. Right, if I buy a unit, can I afford another vehicle? Right, let's buy an empty jackal. And this time, if I buy it empty, the twats can't flip it over, hopefully. Where are my guys that I've got in the vehicle? Where have they got to now? Is that them there? Yeah, they're there. So they haven't got wiped out yet. Those guys over there. And the jackal spawn wherever my weapons factory is. So where's the weapons factory over here? Oh, I see where it spawns. So that's up there. So I want to send those two guys up to the jackal. Get in the jackal. There we go. Right, hype. Yeah. So if people are wondering why getting what? Sorry, Rajiv. So at what age did you start sniffing the rubber on the mask? Yeah. China's the only country that does clones in big numbers for gas masks. Oh, Doom the Dark Ages. I haven't really got any interest in it. Most of the more modern Bethesda Dooms I haven't really rated, so I didn't like Doom 3 either. Like I said, it's weird because I liked when it did Quake 4, I just didn't like Doom 3. So regarding Doom, I'll get it on the sale if it's really cheap. I have seen, like you said, a lot of hate for the Dark Ages, but like I said, I've just got personally not really any interest in it either way. Is Doom... Which one's Doom 2016? Oh, I know which one it is, because it was when I played a bit at my mate's when I took him down to his uni accommodation. I've got Doom 2016 and barely played it, so there you go. I don't like it either, is basically my answer for that. Never got into it. I just like classic style Doom of you've got a load of guns, there's loads of demons, you shoot them. No kind of jumping about or anything like that. To me, that's not the gameplay of Doom. The problem is with ghost stories is that I'd be making them up if I did anymore, because like I said, the ones I've done before is stuff that's really happened and nothing weird has happened since. Yeah, hype. That's the issue I had like with the 2016 Doom, I think, is after playing a bit, it just felt too samey to me. And I know people could say the original Doom's a bit samey, but it's not a super long game. So yeah, that's my problem with the more modern Dooms, is they just it's not the kind of thing that engages me. Like I've been playing stupid amounts, like I said, because it's running at the moment, just in case people were wondering. Look, I've still got this running because I've got all these mods working perfectly now and kind of got a better understanding of them. I've just had this running basically where I can. So yeah, has my Land Rover been wiped out or are they still alive? Oh no, my Land Rover's there. Look, so what are they doing? Are they just fucking? Have they crashed it? Like I said, no, not modded Doom or anything. Like I was saying, that in terms of classic Dooms, I've played the first 3 Dooms, and when I say 3 Dooms, I'm not saying Doom 3. I'm on about the double pack thing of the third Doom game. And I've not really played many Z Doom type things, all that. I've played games that would be technically Doom mods, but no, like I said, when in terms of the Doom I like, I mean old school Doom. as class 2 instructor, yeah, I've got Arma Reforger, like I was saying on yesterday's things with Arma Reforger. When there's more mods on them, like this Warfare thing I'm playing on Arma 3 now that's been modded on, I might play more. Arma Reforger runs much better than Arma 3. I like the setting a lot more, but until there's mods that grab my interest, I won't play much of it, basically. Yeah, great. I'm hoping I like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Right, now they're all in those vehicles. I'm going to all order them to move to the other place there. Set a marker for it. Right, are they all doing what I want now? Is the Land Rover moving? No, that Land Rover is still fucked. So the morons in that Land Rover have managed to crash it. That's good to know. So I guess I'm going to order all of the troops that were in that Land Rover to disembark. And then those same troops I am going to order in to just go somewhere and hopefully kill some enemies before dying, because they have wasted the bloody Land Rover I bought for them, just like the morons that flipped that jackal. So where's the next town that would be a good place to order them to go to? I'll tell you what, I'm going to order them to go to the very far side of the map, because that's probably where the Russians are, and if they don't die on the way there, then they might actually be useful. So there we go. That's them now being ordered to do something. But yeah, Arma Reforger, if there's enough mods like this in it, I'd definitely be into Arma Reforger. They are certainly not the best gas masks on Earth. Shums I like a lot, but it's certainly not the best gas mask on Earth. PMG2 is weird. I don't know how much I like it or not, because it's essentially just an improved GP5 Shum 41, isn't it? It's let's stick a voice diaphragm on it. And again, I don't really get the open ears thing. Like, I know it's so you can hear better, but I still don't really get it. It's a bit weird. I like the sort of, not necessarily the Ben and Jerry's one, but like the sort of cookies and cream style ice cream, assuming it's not like too sickly. That I quite like, the sort of cookie dough type ones with all the other bits like that. Lots and lots of plastic containers and ammo containers for stuff that's stored properly. But a radio headset would work without your ears open. Radio headsets work with just standard helmet masks anyway, because they've just got very thin rubber there, so it doesn't disrupt the sound at all. Right, cool. Let me search that now, Kyle. Easy Red 2. Right, I'm going to Google that now while I've got the PC open so I don't forget. Because at least with these types of streams, I can get stuff up on... So it's $8.99. So fight massive battles between infantry, PvP, and co-op. Yeah, that looks quite interesting. So it's a bit like Arma, is it? That sort of game. Right, I'll add it to my wish list and then have a proper look at it at another point. But yeah, thank you for the recommendation. That does look interesting, especially like you're saying, because you don't have to play with other people, which is the thing with Arma. I only really like Arma when I'm playing it, you know, with mates, sort of as a co-op-y kind of thing against the AI, rather than you know, having to worry about hackers and whatever else. Right, where is the add to wish list button? There it is. Right, added to my wish list. Thank you. Not at the moment. Prop cop I have before, obviously, but not at the moment, as you'd imagine. And like most people, I'm trying to think. Out of all my mates, I think only one has been in a long-term relationship in the last couple of years. Like, you know, actually still in a relationship, not ones that, you know, because I've got some mates that end up in you know, breakup, end up with somebody else, break up quite frequently. But yeah, only one mate that actually co-lives with a partner. All my other friends have like basically just given up on it, I think. Kind of like me, it's like if you meet the right person, good. Otherwise, what's the fucking point in wasting lots of time and money using shitty dating apps to, you know, maybe find somebody? Like I was saying, I don't know sodium chloride. Other than shit like that, that's not shit tip. Most of it is in storage boxes because there isn't room to display it. You know, in normal houses, and UK houses are very small, you do not have the room to display stuff like that. You know, if you had a giant house that was more like a warehouse, you could put loads and loads and loads of shelving racks and display it. Most stuff you can't display because if you have a decent amount of stuff, it's not going to be same to actually, you know, there's not going to be decent room. Because, yeah, like in a storage box, you can put probably like 10 masks if you lay them, you know, like quite compactly. You can get them in there, but, you know, for displaying 10 masks, you need way more room. So yeah, once you get past a few things, you're not going to be able to display it as a regular person, is the answer. If you had a very, like I said, a very nice big house, that would be amazing. Of course, I'd rather have my stuff all neatly, easy to get at, kind of catalogued on a display rack, but it's just not practical. You know, even when I've seen photos of surplus selling businesses, they don't have stuff displayed. It's basically, you know, they'll have a set area for piling all of one type of item. Massive shed, we've got a few massive sheds, but still wouldn't be room for storing stuff. And then if you had a shed like that, it'd be a very good target for somebody to break into. So yeah, again, you'd need a very, very big shed if you're doing that, to the point it's not a shed anymore. You know, it'd be bigger than a garage, wouldn't it? Like that. So I'm thinking of even in a 2-car garage, you'd need, yeah, in a 2-car garage, if you had it as just an empty room for shelving racks, you could maybe do it. But yeah, I don't think it would be even practical in a shed, like a very big shed. Yeah, the FM12 one connects with the same canteen lid so that the S10 used. When you say drinking bags, do you mean like the camel pack kind of things? So you don't have to just keep doing that with a canteen. I'll actually have a look what you mean by that. So that sounds quite interesting. Drinking bag gas mask. Or do I just mean like military drinking? There's also like 3-litre hydration systems that look like kind of IV bags. Is it those ones? Been to most of the countries in Europe and Eastern Europe. Well, definitely Western Europe, Eastern Europe, not as many, but still quite a few. I'm in Belgium and Germany in a couple of weeks, so that'll be good fun. Haven't been outside of Europe very much, but that's more because of visas and, like, you know, a lot of my family members haven't wanted to go when I've been on holiday, sort of thing. I've got an XM28. Sadly, one of the straps broke while I was on stream showing it for somebody a couple of years ago. But yeah, I've got an XM28, but that's in like long-term storage now. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you have to link me to that sort of thing later on, Hype, because that actually sounds like it would be quite useful. And like you said, better than a little small canteen, you know, because I think the Avon ones connect to basically, like I said, the sort of British canteens that are about a litre. And again, the British canteens are a bit like the US canteens, so they're just kind of meh. Yeah, there's a lot of people, Kyle, though, isn't there, in the US that haven't even travelled to different states. Like, they've lived in one state their entire life, never travelled beyond it. Anyway, let's see how my stupid NPCs are getting on. Most of them very slowly moving over there. Where's those two got to? I ordered them over there. Oh wow, some of my NPCs I've ordered have not moved in the last 5 minutes. They've just been sat there. All right, cheers. Let me have a look. Oh, I can't click that link. Hang on, I have to open the link on the PC because annoyingly on the YouTube app, if you click a link like that, it stops the stream because of their stupid interface. I don't know why YouTube just does not let you have it set so you can kind of alt-tab. Yep, thank you. I am buying one of those now, Hype. Plastic case packaging or plastic bag packaging. I assume that's just how the seller's selling them, isn't it? So it shouldn't matter that I'll just buy it in a plastic case packaging. Thank you, ordered. But yeah, the YouTube thing means if the window minimizes on the YouTube thing, it just stops the stream, which is really annoying because it means that you can't alt tab anything on the actual phone, essentially, whatever the phone sort of alt tabbing is called. Yeah, obviously, Kyle. Yeah, some states are very big, aren't they? Because again, there's some states that are bigger than all of the UK anyway. So yeah, you obviously get stuff like that. When you say DDR, do you mean East Germany? If so, I've never seen them sold in various sizes. I've only ever seen them as a generic size. I think the idea is, comrade, you cannot be too tall for the suit or you die. And comrade, if you're very small, I hope you enjoy the extra room of your suit. So yeah, I don't know if the commies did make the suits in different sizes, but from what I understand, it's basically if you were really tall, you were fucked. You didn't get an NBC suit. The size I have is just East German. Like I said, I haven't seen any size markings on it at all. It's just a suit. Like I said, I don't think they did them in different sizes because I've known other people have complained about that. Like if you're like a tall Nordic person, good luck. You're not going to you're not going to fit in any kind of combi suit. Because like I said, I don't think they did them in different sizes. I think it was a case of you had loads of baggy stuff around you if you were really small, and if you were too tall, you didn't fit in it. I think that was basically how the commie sizing for suits worked. It wasn't like with their masks, because with the suits, even in some Western countries, they don't really seem to do many variants of sizing in NBC suits. No, I have no idea what that is. So the answer to that is no, because that's gobbledygook. Whatever you've just asked me, I don't know. Sodium chloride. So no, I don't know what that is that you're on about because I don't understand a word of it. It doesn't look like English. Right. Have my other guys been wiped out yet? That jackal has barely moved. What the hell is wrong with the fucking NPC drivers in this game? I swear in Arma 2 they're not as bad as Arma 3. Like, you'd think the pathfinding would be better in Arma 3, but it's not. I found a lot of time in Arma 3 that, like, the vehicles barely drive on the roads. Whereas in Arma 2, they could navigate the maps quite well, even if, they were still, what's the word for it? Sometimes a bit slow or whatever. Oh, they flipped the fucking jackal again. Oh my fucking god, these guys are morons. Right, that's why the vehicle's not moving. They flipped it again. Right, so let's send these NPCs to their death, which they deserve for flipping vehicles over. Still haven't ran into the Russians yet on this map. Yeah, complete mongs. Fucking yeah, I won't say the full word. There's sites that sell reenactors worms, Kyle, because again, don't take real World War II gear into bloody paintballing because you're ruining antiques if you do that. But I don't know in the US. I know in the UK there are sites that specialise in selling repro gear. Otherwise, just look on eBay and type in World War II like reproduction, because there are, I think, just on eBay sellers that sell reproduction stuff. Anyway, did the person explain? Oh, new camo pattern. And thank you, the hegemon. Sorry, that's your name. Oh, is that a fucking KA-52 there? Right, the Russians are there because there's a Ka-52 flying above some of the troops on the map. Right, is anything shooting that Ka-52 down? Or is it going to cause issues? Freedom Press, yeah, I was on about that earlier today. Was on about it yesterday. Yes, I played Arma Reforger. There's not, in my opinion, there's not much to do in it at the moment until more content is added. Stuff is modded in. Like Arma Reforger, I like the setting of it a lot more than Arma 3, obviously. It runs a lot better than Arma 3, but the problem is that a lot of the stuff I like doing in Arma, you can't really do in Arma Reforger until people mod it in, or Bohemia put it in the game. So basically, Arma Reforger is the kind of game I launch every now and then, see if there's any mods that take my fancy, play about with it a bit, and then don't play it. Because again, like I said, because I prefer the co-op type stuff in Arma and single-player stuff, it doesn't really do much to interest me. Because what I've got running on the moment on Arma 3 is the CTI mods that people thankfully eventually did mod into Arma 3. So I'm I'm just watching while I'm streaming because I can't really actively play it. I'm just ordering troops to positions to try and take bits of the map. But it does look like some of my troops are eventually getting to Shabazz, which I think is a compound, isn't it, on Zagbad, or whatever this map is. So because we've seen Russian helicopters flying over, they must be in the southeast section of the map somewhere, I would guess. Yeah, but it's only meant to be a stopgap game, isn't it, Arma Reforger? It was kind of so they could trial the Arma 4 mechanics before it got into the game. Oh, there's another Jackal just laying abandoned there. So if that's not destroyed, I can tell 6 and 7 to get in that Jackal. It looks like one where like the crew's probably been shot out of it, I would guess, looking on the map. That, like the driver just got shot or something and the vehicle's not been destroyed. So maybe they can get in that one and not fucking flip it over. eBay, same as everywhere. Again, if you went back 10 years ago, like that one is literally from more than 10 years ago. I bought that one about 2010, 2011. You could just go on eBay and buy them dirt cheap. Yeah, essentially open test, get feedback, isn't it? That's the idea. Get feedback, see what works, see what doesn't. Right, again, the thing I've noticed with Arma 3 as well, now I'm playing more of this, is that your squad mates seem to disobey you a lot more than Arma 2, which really annoys me when you're playing the AI. Because, yeah, where I'm ordering those guys to get in the vehicle, they're not doing it, even though it's not a destroyed vehicle. The main problem I've been having with Arma 3 is if you're, say, a driver in a vehicle, and you've got somebody in the gunner seat and whatever else, I notice a lot of the time they just don't engage stuff, and then they get you killed because they're like looking at a tank with the cannon or whatever, and then they just don't shoot. And I don't know why that is, because like I said, sometimes I'm in a vehicle and they engage, but a lot of the time they don't. So I don't know in Arma 3 if it's meant to be like, oh, I'm not going to waste ammo because I can't technically hurt that vehicle even though they can. Because what was annoying me earlier was when I was in Shulkers and I was driving a Shulker and I had an AI commander in there and an AI gunner. And you could see it tracking enemy tanks, but it wasn't shooting them, even though if they burst fire the tank, they can shoot all the tracks off or whatever, which then means the tank crew abandons the tank. But no, my team wasn't taking advantage of the Shulker. Oh, those riflemen I sent across the entire map and managed to capture that sector, rather than dying. And yet those other guys have just completely ignored that Jackal I told them to get into. So, yeah, disobedient AI. Yeah, so basically, if you're not prepared to pay the price or you can't find a listing, sadly, you're probably not going to get one. Because, like I said, this is the problem with surplus. It's not like stuff that's just being made that you can buy. The closest you can get to an MM1, and I don't know if they're even still easily available, is like when the Chinese did, is it the Type 64? Because there was, at one point, on like AliExpress and eBay and a load of other places, there were loads and loads and loads of the Type 64s converted to just take a filter directly on the mask, sold really cheap on AliExpress. And the Type 64 is like the Chinese version of the MM1, very similar looking. But again, I don't know if that's the case now or if you can get them or not. Top 5 camos, off the top of my head, don't know. I really like the modern finish camo. And I like SS Lito, whatever it's called, the Russian variant of the World War II camo, like the frog pattern one. Right. Somebody said gas mask test, why not? Let's see if an asbestos-ridden GP5 filter still does anything. I recommend people do this. I'll put the filter on with the mask off, just because otherwise this is a bit awkward to do. I should have some smelling salts on shelf. This mask is, like I said, kind of loose for me technically. Pressurized, but the size that I guess really everybody needs in this mask is sold out, because they only have the really large and the small sizes, not the one that most people use. This is working. Yeah, working fine. Not what I recommend. Gee, that's not a GP5 filter, is it? That is the, yeah, this is the Hungarian filter that is actually for that mask. It's like the double size one. Well, it's not salts now. Yeah, the GP5 one is this size. Then it actually says GP5 on the side. But yeah, the GP5 one is the half size one. Let's see if this one works, because again, this has less charcoal in a GP5 filter. It's still blocking most of the ammonia from getting through, because if I do that, yeah, that's already kind of, yeah, not pleasant. So, yeah, that's working. I've given myself a dry throat now, so I need to pop that away. Need to have some more water. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to trust it, would you? Because, like I said, as well as the fact it's got fucking asbestos in it, there's probably a good chance as well that against quite high-grade chemicals in good concentrations, it would just completely fail. But yeah, the thing is, I think of a lot of filters is that if they've actually been sealed airtight for decades, even with just like the rubber stoppers in a GP5 style filter, most of the time the charcoal is still good in them, because again, it's not been in contact with the air or whatever. So that filter's only been really opened as long as it's just been sat around in this room for using for, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, filters generally just tend to fail more when they're actually in use. You know, and obviously modern filters are designed to work for longer against certain chemicals. But yeah, so like I said, in terms of a GP5 filter, there's nothing wrong with it in terms of how it filters stuff. It's just, yeah, they used asbestos as a particulate filter, which isn't good in terms of, you know, if it breaks apart and you breathe it in. Right, I'll pop my glasses back on. So yeah, at the moment, 2 of my comrades are still alive. The rest have been wiped out. I'll send them to capture the airfield, which they'll probably fail at doing. Right, can I buy something useful? Buy units. How much money have I got now? Oh, I've got $6,204. So I could buy... Oh, I could buy a Challenger 2. So there's 2 versions of the Warrior in this. There's the FV510 Warrior and the MCV80 Warrior. Which one costs more? Oh, but there's, again, for the woodland ones with the same things. Oh, it's the slat armor one that's more expensive. Oh, they're the exact same prices for various models. So again, I don't know how they vary in the game. The MCV80 Warrior to the FV510 Warrior. I have no idea. But I could get a Challenger 2 for 5,300. So if I buy that with a commander and a gunner in it, I can buy that, and there's not a driver in it, so they're not going to flip it over. Then I can run and get in it, and at least drive it down the hill before assigning a driver to it or whatever. Yeah, sadly they've just died out because it's one of those businesses. It's easier just to do it from eBay and other places like that. Because yeah, the brick and mortar stores just had to pay too much on rent. All right, Rich. So yeah, it's because one near me that was very good eventually closed. You know, I went there before they closed and bought a load of stuff that I could actually pick out. Because at least when you walked around brick and mortar surplus stores, you could see which camo was faded and what wasn't. You know, which you can't do online. And then yeah, they moved online. I think they eventually fully closed down. You know, like they moved online, so they didn't have to rent. You know, they could just obviously sell directly from the warehouse they stock stuff in, and didn't need to pay to physically have a shop open. And then again, I think eventually they just sold their stock and probably decided it wasn't a business with good enough money in it. Well, if you, assuming you live through something like that to any degree, then yes, they do have a place because it stops you breathing in radioactive fallout. But in a full-on nuclear, everybody gets destroyed, mutually assured destruction style, when it ends up like Fred's, the TV series, well, just made for TV movie. There's probably not much point surviving it because at that point, you're just prolonging his suffering, really. But yeah, they certainly protect you from inhaling radioactive fallout. Like I said, I'd always recommend having a gas mask for loads of different scenarios. The most likely one is just being accidentally exposed to chemicals when a truck or a train carrying like chemicals just crashes, because that happens a surprising amount if you look up the amount of incidents. Was it in Ohio? They had that one like last year or whatever that was actually quite big on the news, or 2 years ago, where they had loads of people basically poisoned, an entire area poisoned because yeah, a train carrying oh, this actually has 4 seats in this: loader, commander, and gunner's seat. Oh, but I have got 3 other people in it. Right, okay, I'll just go to the commander's seat. Right, and then, so yeah, it's 4-person, isn't it, the Challenger? It's just because I was playing the Soviet vehicles so long recently, I was going, oh yeah, I forgot. This doesn't have an auto-loader in it. Right, okay, let me go order my driver to drive this over to that far side of the map there. Go drive over there. And the other guy's still alive. I ordered somewhere. Oh, they've actually taken the airfield and they managed to hold it. Well, they might as well stay on that airfield. Yeah, like Class 2 instructor says, it's very good for protecting you from fallout. But again, like I said before, with a gas mask in a nuclear scenario, it's not going to stop you being incinerated by nukes. And it's not going to do anything to protect you from gamma radiation, like X-rays and gamma rays. So, you know, you could still be cooked by fallout even if you don't directly inhale it. You know, it stops you inhaling it, which is going to guaranteed kill you. But in a big nuclear fuck-up scenario, you've got loads of fallout everywhere that's constantly blasting you with gamma rays. So, yeah, it's going to do nothing to protect you from the gamma rays. They're going to just go through you and cook you. You know, like saying, it's just, you know, the gas mask in an NBC suit is going to stop you, you know, getting it on your clothes or into cuts and, you know, inhaling it, ingesting it. But you still have to use, because the problem with, you know, a really, really scary mutually assured destruction scenario is because everything's so fucked, you'd have to just be living in a vault, basically, in a fallout shelter with months and months of food for the worst radioactivity to go, and then you're just going to have to hope that everything kind of recovers afterwards, because if nobody's growing food anymore or making stuff, you're doomed anyway, basically. So yeah, that is my opinion on all that stuff, as I've said before. But yeah, so that's cool. I'm assuming this is just in the what do they call it, like the community thing where it adds all the Arma 2 content. But yeah, they've added more vehicles, so yeah, you actually can get challenges as Britain, which is cool, because the British Armed Forces stuff in Arma 2 never had the challenges in them. because it was based on Britain being in Iraq and Afghanistan. So there was stuff like the Warriors and the Jackals in it, but not like the tanks, because we never sent tanks to Afghanistan. Well, right now, probably the Forshida, because that's right behind me. I say that, and now I can't see it. I mean, I've got the Scott FRR right here. That's good and working, and it's got a filter on it, so probably this. But yeah, like I said, it will be one of the masks I genuinely like in terms of comfort. But yeah, if I had to pick a mask, probably my C50, my FM12, or my Forshida F2. But like I said, is it a scenario where I've got time to look through all my stuff and get out exactly what I want, or just have to grab something that's near me because it's going to happen right now? And if it's right now, like I said, that's Scott FRR, because it's there and I can pick it up right now. Yeah, like I said, for me, I just don't know if it's because they don't fit my face very well, but I have the same problem with the FRR as you'd expect to the GSR. I don't have the quality problems with the FRR, but I still have it's very uncomfortable on my chin. And it seems to be because my chin always slips past the chin cup bit and then gets pushed against the bits at the bottom of the mask. So yeah, that's why I personally still don't like that mask in terms of long-term comfort, because it just doesn't sit. It is to show people what I'm all about. So in this, you've got like a chin cup at the bottom, so you've got this bit here which connects to the chin cup. And what happens is my chin always pushes down like that. I find personally the C50 is more comfortable because the rubber is a bit softer. The FM12 feels way more durable. The C50 is probably a bit more comfortable because the C50 has thinner rubber. It's a bit more flexible. So again, I doubt that's actually as good as the FM12 for decent amounts of time. But I think my tank is seeing something. Oh fuck! My engine's already been knocked out. It's a stupid fucking AI. Is my tank actually engaging anyone or not? Or is it being fucking stupid and not engaging the vehicles? Right, I'm going to personally go to this gunner seat then and do my job myself. There we go, that's that technical taken out, but we're fucking... Yeah, again, I don't know what it is with bloody Arma 2, where the, sorry, Arma 3, where it seems that a lot of the guys just, don't seem to engage stuff properly. Like the enemy have no problem shooting at you, but why is it that when I have my own stuff, quite often the gunner's like, oh yeah, I don't really feel like engaging that target today. I'm just going to watch it, come towards us. Is it like they've done a thing like, oh, the AI in your squad is on purposely more retarded? Cheers, Jan. Yeah, we were just on about the C50, so I got out. Right, if I buy some technicians, can I order them to walk all the way over to my Tonk? Oh, that's good. The engine is damaged but not knocked out. Right. But yeah, can I buy some, go to the barracks, buy some repairmen and just send them over to where I am, tell them to regroup on me? So that's repair specialist. Buy, at least they come with a decent version like the L85 or whatever, so. Right, that's it, saying I've got too many repair specialists now, can't have any more. All right, have a good evening, Hope. Canadian C4, yes, I do. I was very lucky to get one of these. Luckily, just because there was an American bloke I knew that was able to get one at one point, so I traded him an S10 for it. I sent him an S10, he bought me a Canadian C4 from Canada and then posted it to the US. So there you go, Canadian C4. Again, very comfortable mask, very good. Yeah, this is quite close up there, hype if you're still on with the FM12, I'd say, as well as C4. Again, it has that nice compact head harness bit, so it works well with helmets, actually, the C4. Again, whether or not people like the let's see if it's properly airtight. The ammonia. Well, as in, like, buying something you expected to be a bit shit or mediocre, and it turned out to be really good. Not sure exactly on that, but I was very happy to get an East German greatcoat for only a few pounds like a decade ago because the seller put one up for auction and barely anyone bid on it. Oh, I can smell that leaking through very, very marginally. So is that not tight enough to my face? Or is it because, is this actually not a NATO filter? That's Chinese. Normally got one seal right here. Let's take an actual 40mm NATO filter, just to be sure. Put this on. What's the Chinese FM14? Oh, what, do you mean the MF14? The panoramic mask. Alright, that's working perfectly now. I've put a NATO filter on it. Good. For cosplay, just buy a particle filter. Because you can get some particle filters that look from the outside like conventional CBRN filters. That have a bit of bulk to them. And particle filters, modern ones, all that they're going to be doing is they're not going to even be drying out the air you breathe. They're just going to be basically getting dust and crap out the air. So, you'll have better air quality by breathing through a modern particle filter. They'll look the part, and they're not going to offer much breathing resistance or issues at all. Warping a tiny bit there. It's not too bad. It's quite good quality lenses. You might be able to see that. Let me just put this up like that and then show you through the camera if it works. So I don't know how well you can see that, me doing that, but no, there's not really much warping at all. There might be on the very extreme bits of the edges, but it's certainly not like S6 tier of bad or this Italian level of bad on this mask. Because like I said, this is basically just the S6's eyepieces on this mask. So this one, look, whoa, look at that. Ooh. Like saying these are awful because these are like the S6 with what this does to your vision. But yeah, the actual that Canadian one isn't bad at all because I think it's the degree the angle moves round. So as long as you get the angle kind of all right, it's not too bad at all. Look, has he knocked that gun out yet? Oh, it seems with the Challenger 2, when I'm in it, I have to manually order it to engage everything. So that would be why it wasn't shooting without me doing it. But all right, I kind of get this. I don't like this mechanic because there should be one of just your crew acts properly independently and does stuff without you having to babysit them. Otherwise, you know. I've done videos on all the ones I own. Again, the problem is just how expensive they are. Because again, if you're buying an obsolete caliber thing, they're normally a few £100s to a few grand. So it's not the sort of thing I can just casually afford to do videos on. And it's a thing because they're obsolete. It's not like there's a big catalogue of them available. You have to go on sites that, annoyingly, I can't list on YouTube at all because of YouTube's policies. So it's not like I can even, so I'll get people that are constantly annoyed when I do these videos. Why can't you tell me where I got it? Because I'm not allowed to with YouTube policies. And then when I actually get them, like I said, the availability of what's there is very, very slim a lot of the time. And the prices are normally very expensive. So it's not a YouTube friendly topic in any way, sadly. Like I said, personally, I'd love to get more, but it's a money issue with those more than anything. It's that, I'm doing a sort of thing that YouTube doesn't even like monetizing and getting nothing back from doing it, essentially. I've got loads in my collection, but probably still the FN FAL, just because it's, the L1A one, because it's one of my favorite guns in real life. So having one, but again, sadly can't show them on a stream because of YouTube's policies. So yeah. Anyway, I'll probably end the stream now. I've been on nearly an hour, haven't I? It's been, what's it now? 58 minutes according to my watch, 56 minutes according to the YouTube's clock. Need to get some food, quite hungry today because I didn't really have proper food yesterday. Oh, my guy spotted some people with AKs running up to my tonk. There we go, they're dead. All right, so good. He did actually engage him without me having to do anything, so that's good. Right. Anyway, I'll be off. I'm going to go see what I want to get for dinner. I think there was a thing saying that some local restaurant was doing quite a lot off tonight, so I might get a takeaway. Last one before I go on holiday. And then it'll be quite interesting what I'm eating when I'm in Germany because, it's nothing local. So it's going to either be fast food while in Germany or potentially quite decent food, depending on what's around where I am. Anyway, I will see everybody hopefully tomorrow for a stream and everything. Tomorrow's video, there's 2 videos I want to get filmed. So tomorrow I might do the one on the body armor actually. But I've got a British Mark IV armoured vest where I want to do a video showing people how you can just get relatively cheap armour to put in it that, is still proper armour, but not the official British armour that is a lot more expensive and not normally surplused as often. So, you can rig these vests up to, have plates in and, soft filler without spending as much as a lot of people do. And the other thing I bought is quite a good flashlight I want to test out and review, and then I'll put a link to it if it is good as I'm hoping it is, because there was a flashlight I want, I finally think I found one that looks fairly good, so now that's arrived I want to do a video testing it out and everything like that. Yeah, hopefully, I don't know, sodium chloride, they seem quite good in the Challenger. If I've got it set to the chain gun, it seems they do actually shoot the infantry, but annoyingly it seems if there's a tank, I have to manually tell them to load the things and then order them to fire every time. I know the commander's job is to shout fire, but you'd imagine it should be a way that you could just, have the AI running the role of the commander in your tank, but sadly, doesn't actually seem to. Anyway, have a good evening, everybody. Goodbye. See you all soon.